Hi everyone, thank you for joining us on our Wednesday TNT. Thank you for all the commentary yesterday and the new subscribers as well. Now we're into our Wednesday program, middle of the week already. Quite a few topics to cover. Now we're just going to go back to this story from yesterday, and we reported that the TAT's new campaign to reassure foreigners that Thailand is safe. And as part of the efforts to encourage more foreign tourists to visit Thailand, the TAT officially launched its new Thais Always Care project last Friday as part of a broader Amazing Thailand campaign. So the TAT hell-bent on trying to promote Thailand as a safe destination. Well, their timing couldn't have been better, because just yesterday morning, this happened. Reported by Phuket-go.com, bus overturns in northern Phuket, 17 tourists injured on way to Phang Nga, and there's been another bus crash, this time in Phuket. 17 Chinese tourists have been injured in this latest incident, 2 remain in serious condition, and the bus lost control at a road curve. This happened yesterday morning at 8:10 in Talang, up around Mai Khao. And the bus was heading from Phuket to the Taplamu Pier in Phang Nga. Let's go to some more reporting on this, and we go to nationthailand.com, and this story was some 3 or 4 hours later with some additional information. Then it reports 17 Chinese tourists, 3 Thais, sustain injuries as Phuket bus overturns, and Tat Chat Chai police said 18 people sustained slight injuries, while 2 others were in moderate condition. They were rushed to the Talang hospital. And the bus was taking 16 Chinese tourists plus a tour group leader, as well as a Thai guide from a hotel in the heart of Phuket, to a pier to board a boat to Simlan Islands in Phang Nga. This is a trip a lot of people do. Well, they travel from Phuket. It's around about an hour and a half, 2-hour trip all the way to the Taplamu Pier to then head out to the Simlan Islands. Beautiful place out on the Andaman Sea. And the 2 other Thais injured were the driver and his assistant. So again, I wish the TAT would stop faffing about trying to tell people how safe Thailand is, and maybe put some pressure and some discussions with some of the departments that can actually do something concrete about improving tourist safety. A bit more from the TAT, this time from the BangkokPost.com. TAT banking on Muay Thai visa, and Mr. Nitti, he's the Deputy Governor of the Tourism Authority of Thailand, said he believed all foreigners were motivated to visit Thailand by the reputation of so-called soft power products spanning 5 areas: film, food, festivals, fashion and fighting, which have long been promoted by the agency. I can think of one more. According to TAT data, tourists spend around 25% of their travel budget on souvenirs and products, and 25% on food. I suppose the other 50% goes on flights and accommodation, but it was this little paragraph at the end that sparked my interest. Besides the Muay Thai visa and permanent visa-free scheme for Chinese tourists, other visa incentives are planned to help increase tourism spending and length of stay in the very near future. And this from an advisor to the Minister of Tourism and Sports. Length of stay. Well, I know he's only an advisor to the Minister of Tourism and Sports, but he was speaking to the media and in an official capacity, and he mentioned the length of stay, which might give some people hope that there could be, somewhere down the line, an extension of those tourism visas on arrival from 30 to maybe 45, 60 or 90 days in the future. We've heard so little about this particular issue since I think just a passing comment in November last year. There's been nothing really said by anybody until now. Now, speaking of travelling to Thailand, the Civil Aviation Authority are just changing the way that they're going to be checking your ID. Let's check this out in nationthailand.com. And the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand implements new boarding pass criteria to verify identity. It says they're introducing the new criteria for checking boarding passes and ID at all airports in Thailand. And that was effective from yesterday. The new criteria designed to improve security, prevent ID theft. Under the new rules, passengers must present a valid passport or other government-issued ID card, and their boarding pass must match the name on their identity card. This just seems to be a tightening up of the existing situation, whether you're flying internationally or domestically, where they will check your boarding pass against some ID. But it looks like they're tightening up on the ID that they'll let you use. And passengers who do not have a valid passport or other government-issued ID card will not be allowed to board their flight. In addition, passengers who are unable to provide a boarding pass that matches their name will be denied boarding. I'm wondering if you'd even be able to check in if you didn't have a valid ID with you. And the Civil Aviation Authority has also issued a list of acceptable forms of ID for international flights, and the list includes passports, national ID cards, driver's licenses and student ID cards. So it looks like you'll have to have one of those. I basically use my driving license every time that I fly these days rather than getting my passport out. And just a big thanks to our sponsor, 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com. Don't rush to the website today unless you want to book for some trip maybe in a few months, because I know for at least the next few weeks or maybe even a month, they're fully booked. So good luck to Sean and the gang for being fully booked. But if you do want to come here, maybe March, April, May and beyond, certainly please contact them at that website. And there's a link in the description of this video, which also gives TNT viewers a special deal. Let's go on to our next story. And it's all about sunbathing. And there were two instances over the past couple of days. Well, it looks like this one was back at the end of last year. But about people sunbathing in places that perhaps weren't appropriate. But let's go into these details. And thepatianews.com says controversial bikini sunbathing by foreign tourists sparks cultural debate in Bangkok and Chiang Mai. Authorities respond. And on January the 15th, the Phra Nakhon District Office made comments to the media about viral images of two foreign tourists in a bikini sunbathing at Sanam Luang, Bangkok, causing controversy on Thai social media. Some people were really getting their knickers in a knot over this issue. And there we've got two tourists on the ground, slightly blurred. We've got three police. One of them looks like he's got a full face shield saying, "Ladies, stop, don't move." Obviously, these ladies were a clear and present danger at the time. Apparently, the case happened on December the 29th last year. The two foreign tourists were warned and agreed to follow the instructions to put some clothes on. Now, these were apparently two Polish tourists, and the Phra Nakhon District Office promised to put information signs in the area to prevent future incidents. So these ladies just see this lovely big patch of grass. We've got the Grand Palace over here. We've got the Chulalongkorn University over here. Let's get our gear off and get a bit of a suntan. And the incidents, this includes one at Chiang Mai Temple as well, where tourists were sunbathing on the grass in front of a temple up there, caused widespread anger and calls for the tourists to be held accountable on Thai social media, although, as stated, temple and government officials have taken a softer tone, saying the tourists didn't purposely mean to cause offence and it was better to educate tourists on why such an act could offend people versus push for legal action or deportation, which could harm tourism. I think a deportation might be taking it just a little bit seriously. So a cultural misunderstanding, maybe a bit of faux outrage. And there they are with the Grand Palace in the background, probably 300 or 400 metres away. But, in their bikinis, but they've got all their bits covered up. Now to this next story, and we go to thepatianews.com once again. And mother, son and girlfriend arrested, facing potential life in prison for murdering Pattaya Bolt taxi driver. And a 23-year-old murder suspect, his mum and girlfriend, are being detained by Nongpru police after they colluded to murder a Pattaya-based Bolt driver and burn his body last weekend. It says the murder reportedly stemmed from the suspect not having enough money to pay for the ride fare, leading to an argument and ultimately the killing. There's a 23-year-old Tiraporn Somkam. His 51-year-old mother, Elijah, says the family name was withheld. I think we already know the family name, and his 16-year-old girlfriend. They're currently detained at the Nong Pru police station. And the 31-year-old Thai driver had an argument with Mr. Tiraporn after he refused to pay the ride fare, leading to Mr. Tiraporn fatally stabbing Mr. Thanatip in the chest. And Mr. Tiraporn's mother became involved in the gruesome crime after her son confessed to the police that he caught her after stabbing the victim, asking for advice, and then decided to burn the body, allegedly following his mother's instructions. And his girlfriend, a minor, also helped the suspect to get rid of the body, as stated by Nong Pru police, although it was unclear what her exact role was. So nasty incident there. Going to the BangkokPost.com now, and the Air Force told to combat PM 2.5 haze. Well, that sparked my interest. What exactly are the Air Force going to do? The Prime Minister, Srettha Thavisin, has ordered the Royal Thai Air Force to deploy all available measures to deal with the worsening fine dust pollution, according to the Air Force Chief. And he says the RTAF is using all the tools and means it has at its disposal, such as water dumping aircraft, to combat the haze. And the RTAF is also collaborating with agencies and the Second Army region to prevent and mitigate forest fires and the ensuing pollution problems. In the current fiscal year, the RTAF plans to deploy a Basler BT-67, an ageing utility aircraft, for fire prevention work and water drop operations. And a bit further down there, the RTAF plans to procure 4 water containers in the water dumping aircraft. I suppose the idea there that they can refill quicker and redeploy. And the RTAF also plans to operate a weather radar system to improve efficiency in predicting and locating forest fires, especially in mountainous areas. Well, you mightn't have to go to all that hard work. I mean, the fire maps from NASA basically already do that. And there's a shot this morning. You can see Bangkok on the left there and Cambodia there on the right, with a lot of the forest fires currently burning. And you can zoom right in and find out almost exactly. And then you've got Thailand on the left there and Cambodia on the right, the border area there around Sa Kaeo. And you can actually zoom in even further than that and find the location of a fire to around about 50 or 100 metres or so. But I'm not really sure if the RTAF need anything more precise than that when all that work is already done for them. Anyway, that's the way we see some of the main stories from around Thailand today. We look forward to your comments. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel. That helps us out more than anything, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.